One of my newest trainings, it's something actually I developed years ago, but I've really expanded on this training because there seems to be such a great need. And I call it the components of self-leadership. And it all goes back to leading yourself well. I think it was Max Dupree that said the first responsibility of a leader is to define reality. And that's really about self-leadership, is kind of assessing where you are. And so these 7 components, and I can spend all day in a workshop covering these 7 different components, but let me just tell you what they are, and I might elaborate on a couple of them. But the first one is emotional self-leadership. And that's one of those, we like to say it's a soft skill, but it's an important aspect of leading yourself well, how you handle your emotions. And then physical would be the second self-leadership component. Because if you're not in good physical condition, your health is going to be a problem for you. You're not going to have the energy. You're not going to sleep as well. You're going to have a foggy brain because you're not physically taking care of yourself. Another self-component would be intellectual. Are you still learning, still growing? Are you a self-starter when it comes to learning? A fourth component is organizational, and I'm actually writing a new section on that because what I found a lot of times we can do these other things well, but organizationally we're not real good. We don't show up on time. We don't follow through. We don't implement. We don't advance plan. We don't know how to prioritize. So that's going to be a new piece I'm just adding to it because the need is so great. And then there's a spiritual element as well. Are you leading yourself well spiritually? And then the fifth one or sixth one would be financial. Again, thinking through how do you handle money? Or how do you feel about debt? How do you feel about retirement? How do you feel about giving and generosity? And then the seventh one would be relational. How do you relate to others? Do you have friends? Are you a good listener? The things that help us in a relational side of things. Are we putting others ahead of ourselves? Or is it all about us? Are we self-centered or other-centered? So just go through that list and think through how well do you think you're doing on those 7 components of self-leadership. If you'd be interested in getting some additional training or coaching on that, I'd love to talk to you about it as well. Well, listen, until next time, take care.